A fun matchup tonight in Charlotte, North Carolina in the Atlantic Division of the USL Championship on ESPN+. Tampa Bay and Sebastian Guenzati are in town. 9 goals, 2 assists for him this season to take on Irvin Parra and the Charlotte Independents. The kickoff from Charlotte is coming up next. Legion Memorial Stadium in beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina. The Independents welcome Tampa Bay Rowdies tonight to their brand new facility. Fans welcome Youth Coaches Appreciation Night presented by AccuVision LASIK. AccuVision LASIK is an official sponsor of Charlotte Independents, the Independent Soccer Academy at American Legion Memorial Stadium. Sean St. Jacques, Jose Rodriguez here with you. Charlotte hosting Tampa and the Birdsong Brewing Company standings in the Atlantic Division show. Jose, this is a big matchup for both teams.
It is a big matchup. It is a big matchup just because, you know, Charlotte is actually fighting for a playoff spot, and the Rowdies are actually trying to secure a playoff spot already. You know, it's been an interesting season for both teams, but it feels like Charlotte Independence is ready to take that next step. The last few games, not at the level where they want to be, so we'll see if they're ready tonight for the Rowdies.
They have to be ready for Leo Fernandez, who's been phenomenal of late for the Rowdies.
Well, the Brazilian brings the Jogo Bonito, 3 goals, 1 assist in 2021. You know, a name that we have known throughout the years as one of the key players for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Neil Collins believes in him in the middle of the field. Now, he's a lot of quality. Brings a lot of quality not only to the team, but to the league as well.
Let's take a look at our home player to watch, brought to you by Great Clips and the formidable goalkeeping presence of Brandon Miller.
Well, it is really important for a team to have a quality goalkeeper, and Brandon Miller, 31 years old, brings a little bit of experience as well with the Charlotte since 2018, early on with the Rochester Rhinos, Orange County, plenty of experience in USL Championship, so a very important player for this team.
The Adidas starting lineup, starting with Charlotte, and Mike Jeffries told us he might be in the 18, but Dean Kelly's indeed in the starting lineup coming off an injury.
And that's very good news for Charlotte Independence with, you know, a starting lineup with Ford in the back, 4-4-2, very traditional, Johnson, Riascos, and Roberts, and Dean in the back. But very important for this team is Palomino and Bronico in the middle of the field. How can they relate with Martinez and Kelly, who they need to score? They need to score for this team to be successful.
On the other side of things for Neil Collins and Tampa Bay Rowdies, some notable injuries, but Guenzati and Steinberger lead the lineup.
Well, it's the system, right? It's the system for the Rowdies. They might have 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe five players out. It doesn't really matter because they know the system. They believe in the system. They have Guenzati at the top, a quality player, 9 goals already in the season, and that back line of 3 players, solid. Guillen, Lasso, and Scarlett.
Hilton in the middle as well. It should be a fun matchup tonight in Charlotte, North Carolina. The Independents are looking for their first win in their new home. Tampa Bay is trying to spoil the party. It's Charlotte, it's Tampa, and the kickoff is next.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Hey guys, this is Gabby Douglas. If you have an active lifestyle like me, hydration is key. That's why I love the Hydration Watermelon Smoothie from Smoothie King. With more electrolytes than some of the leading sports drinks, it's a cleaner way to hydrate and recover, with no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. So try the Hydration Watermelon Smoothie from Smoothie King. Order online for pickup or delivery. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Fun fact, you know Mountain Dew and spicy chicken is the perfect combo?
Does it look like I don't know that?
Okay. Didn't mean to ruffle your feathers.
You know, we both did the employee training, Gary.
Okay, don't jump down my beak.
Doing spicy? Do the do.
There are currently 2 million American spouses and children whose family member was killed or disabled in defense of our country, which is why I founded the Folds of Honor, providing educational scholarships to the families of 1% of the Americans who protect our freedom.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Thank you for supporting the Fold of Honor.
Please join our squadron today. Your $13 a month speaks volumes and changes lives forever.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Sean St. Jacques, Jose Rodriguez back here with you at American Legion Memorial Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. Tonight's matchup presented by Famous Toastery. Charlotte welcoming in the top team in the Atlantic Division in the Tampa Bay Rowdies. And now we can take a look at tonight's injury report brought to you by Novant Health. No injuries reported for Charlotte. Obviously, Dane Kelly returning huge. Jose, you mentioned the system in the open, but still 5 pretty notable names that we will not see tonight for Neil Collins.
Yeah, well, absolutely. You know, Tejada, Dos Santos, Cervelli, those are names that are part of a very successful team at the moment. We'll see if the Rowdies are ready for the challenge. I would suggest yes, because of what we mentioned before in the system. But, you know, things can change. The opposition, in this case, Charlotte Independence, they have a say as well.
Jeremy Shear is our center official tonight. Just checking to make sure everything is ready to go. Charlotte in their home blues. Tampa Bay in their road greens with the yellow stripes. And we're underway from Charlotte, North Carolina in this Atlantic Division tilt in the USL Championship. Third meeting between these two this season. A split in the first 2 meetings. Charlotte thumped by Tampa on opening night by 3-0. Charlotte got a little bit of revenge with a 1-0 victory back on June 5th. But since then, Charlotte have been going through some tough times on the field. Obviously, they just opened this new refurbished American Legion Memorial Stadium. It's a beautiful facility. 2 games here so far, though, Jose. No victories, 1 loss, 1 draw. They were unbeaten in 3 games at the Sportsplex at Matthews, and they're trying to regain some of that form here tonight.
Well, you know, sometimes it takes a little bit of time for them to adjust to the playing conditions, and but I think they're gonna, you know, they're a better team right now. We'll see a better team in the next few weeks. I do believe they have the quality on the field, and this is an important match actually for them, because, you know, the Rowdies are good at position, and if they're able to get a good result against them, that builds confidence and brings, you know, it changes everything around the club.
Roberts was in a little bit of a pickle there, was able to work his way out of it and find his goalkeeper, Brandon Miller, who's been one of the best in the championship this season. Now Charlotte attack here through Dane Kelly, their leading goal scorer. Could open up here for Dane Kelly. He works his way into the penalty area. Referee says the ball was won. Dane Kelly is incensed.
Oh my goodness. That was really, really close. That was really close. I think Kelly has an argument there. It was a 50-50 call.
There's such a good break from Charlotte, and Dane Kelly is down here. He was slow to get up on the way away from the ball. And he's coming off an injury he sustained against New York Red Bulls 2 a few weeks ago. We take a look here at the Activision replay. It's wonderful play, as we always come to expect from Dane Kelly. He nearly splits the defenders.
That's a penalty.
Oh, definitely has a case there, Jose. But now it's really the worrying side. Is Dane Kelly okay to continue?
To me, that's a penalty. That's a penalty. I don't see a lot of contact with the ball. I do see contact as Kelly tried to move to his left. It's an interesting call. To me, it looks like a penalty.
To be fair, referee had a very good angle on it. Of course, we have the benefit of an instant replay. The referees do not. Charlotte, as Dane Kelly looks to be okay, might have just had the wind knocked out of him, defend this Tampa Bay possession.
A very good start, though. You know, you get the opportunity. You put Kelly in a position where you know he can be successful, winning the 1v1 battle. So that's a very good start. And of course, Dane Kelly, a player that, you know, is just coming back from injury, so it's important to see him involved early on in the game.
He had a brace in that same game he got injured against New York Red Bulls 2. That was the opening of this new refurbished facility. Tampa Bay Charlotte, pardon me, were 1-0 down in that game. Both of Dane Kelly's goals turned the game around, and the New York Red Bulls 2 scored twice in the last 25 minutes to win it after Dane Kelly left with the injury. Mike Jeffries actually told us yesterday that the plan was to have Dane Kelly just in the 18. Wasn't sure if he was going to start him, but obviously feels that Dane Kelly is more than up for it. And of course, like we talked about earlier, Jose, this is a huge game for Charlotte in their playoff hopes. Again, there's a lot of time left. Mike Jeffries acknowledged that to us when we spoke with him yesterday, as it's out for a goal kick. So the Rowdies are incensed over that. But obviously they need it. Antley displeased. Here are the Gatorade keys to the game, Jose, for both teams. Obviously Charlotte trying to get some of that form we saw from them at Matthews and bring that energy into their new refurbished home.
Yes, they're trying to regain that home field advantage. They will be able to do so as the season goes on. And for the Rowdies, the veteran presence as well, very important with players out. It's important for those that are getting the opportunity to come out and prove Neil Collins that, hey, listen, I can actually start. I'm getting the chance and I'm taking advantage of it. So look at me, I'm ready for you.
As far as goal production, Steven Dos Santos, formerly of the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, obviously has had a really good start to the season for the Rowdies. He's probably the most notable on that front, out tonight. But not only because of the system, but Neil Collins has a ton of depth at his disposal, like you just mentioned, Jose. We're going to get a little bit of a taste of it tonight, potentially, specifically off the bench, as Marveau tries to wriggle his way through. He's stopped by a number of green and yellow shirts. Sylvain Marveau, formerly of Newcastle United back at his heyday. He's also played in the top league, Ligue 1, over in France as well. As Kevin Riascos was punished there for a tackle just on the Tampa Bay side of midfield. Has a lot of experience to bring to the table for Charlotte. Obviously, the announcement earlier this week that Christian Fuchs is going to be signed from Charlotte FC for the rest of the season. It is worth noting, though, he won't feature tonight. He's not in the 18. He's going to be going through a bit of a, as Coach Mike Jeffries put it, a preseason process before we see him play for the Independents this season, although it's going to be a welcome sign when he does play, because obviously a Premier League winner, great player for Schalke, who were, at least when he was their Champions League participants in the Bundesliga as well. And a guy that just brings a lot of experience and leadership to the table for a Charlotte team that has plenty of it, but you can never have enough of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially when you bring in players that have played at the highest level, that helps build as well the young players that you have on your team. So it's very important for Charlotte Independents and for the league as a whole, to have that experience and to have that pedigree that you only get at the highest level.
Marveau had the right idea, was looking for Dane Kelly. All back in by Riascos, who regains. Dane Kelly, of course, team's leading goal scorer this season with 6. And of course, he's the league's all-time regular season leader in goals scored as well. Palomino. Hugh Roberts, who's been a crucial piece of that back line for Charlotte this season. Christian Dean, a little bit of a hiatus in his playing career before returning basically out of retirement to join Charlotte. Remember talking with Martin Rennie, the former Vancouver Whitecaps and Indy 11 coach, about him, and just said how shocked he was. He was having such a good career and then just kind of fell off the map, and he wasn't sure what happened to him. Obviously ended up retiring for a couple of years, and in Martin Rennie's words, just thrilled that he's back because he brings a lot of energy and a lot of talent and experience to a back line of Charlotte that at times has struggled this season, to be fair, but he's very good and could be huge if they do make a run in the playoffs this year.
Yes, and he could be a player that, you know, that helps a lot in the build-up because he has that quality. Sometimes left back and a right back, they can concentrate only on the effort defensively, but I think he has the quality to move forward. So maybe you know, this is the night for him to turn things around.
Charlotte lost by 2-0 last time out on July 23rd against Charleston. Daly and Bunting scored the goals for the Battery. Marveau actually missed a penalty in that game, and Mike Jeffries was talking to us about that as well. It's been an odd thing with Charlotte and their relationship with the penalty spot this season. They've had over 10 penalties awarded to them this year, and they barely have made it 50-50 on those penalties. So they have really struggled at times from the penalty spot, and Mike Jeffries, you see him organizing the troops, just says obviously it's a mental side of the game. It's one of those things where he's had guys that have scored and missed this season when they've been called upon, and obviously that was Marveau's first chance in a Charlotte kit to step up to the penalty spot, and he was not able to deliver. Tampa trying to get on a lasted spell of possession here. It's a good run initially by Steinberger, but he gets stood up. Ball's won back. He's into the path of Wyke initially, and then Scarlett is able to shepherd it across. It's Jan Ekra who has it now. Scarlett sent to the near side. It's good defensive work at the back by Jake Armand defensively. And not the cleanest work from Charlotte, but they're able to just about get this away initially. Now Guenzati, and a lovely challenge by Roberts. And a free kick alleviates the pressure as Palomino was able to shield the ball away.
And we'd also like to welcome the Mid-City Collective supporters group tonight. The Jacks, thank you for your support.
Kelly wins a free kick. Folks, join us August 14th for Pride Night, a huge division matchup against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Match starts at 7 p.m. Gates open at 6. Night is presented by Charlotte Pride. Get your tickets at charlotteindependence.com.
You know, it's an interesting start to the game, Sean, because early on it was Charlotte Independence with possession. Just little by little, it's Tampa Bay Rowdies. They don't panic at all. So they were okay with Charlotte taking the first punch, and now they're starting to regain possession little by little. Here's an opportunity from a set piece, which could be key for Charlotte Independence.
Palomino, we whips in a good ball. It had the right shape on it, but nobody was able to time it up well enough. I think it was just behind Kevin Riascos. But that's the right idea from the Independents. Now Tampa Bay, who can be so deadly on the counterattack, ends up fizzling out as Brandon Miller clears it away. Tampa Bay were 3-1 winners against Loudoun last time out. Guillen, Fernandez, and Guenzati all on the score sheet, although Tampa just 2 wins and 3 losses away from home this season. They're 7-2 with no draws at home this season. And they're actually, Jose, one of only 2 teams who have not drawn a match yet this season, along with the team they just beat, Loudoun United.
Now that's interesting, although I don't think there's an explanation for that, right?
No, that's just a luck of the draw thing,
right,
I feel like. Yeah.
Right, yeah. I mean, they just go for it, I guess, whether they end up winning or losing, but there's no middle ground.
Out of bounds for a throw in here. Enzo Martinez leaves it for Armin. And he's a guy that you were really excited to see tonight. We're excited to see how he kind of develops into the game, Enzo Martinez.
Right. You know, he's a quality player, and he can change things around for Charlotte Independence. I think, you know, any time that you have the opportunity to give him the ball, you know, he's going to be creative. And, you know, he's going to be that one player, especially tonight on the left side, that he's going to help out a lot Dane Kelly in moving without the ball. So Enzo Martinez is a quality player. We know him from the league, and you know, we were talking before the game about, you know, how his career has developed in the last few years. He had an opportunity with Sporting Kansas City in MLS as well. So, you know, he brings also a lot of experience at this point. We were thinking about him as a young player, but not anymore. He has plenty of experience, and you know, he could be a game changer tonight.
So it makes this group in the Atlantic Division so tantalizing. There's so many good teams, and there's going to be one, possibly two, that are going to feel really hard done by not getting into the playoffs this year. And to be fair, I've said this multiple times this season, but the league as a whole needs a lot of credit for the way they've split these divisions up, because it's just been phenomenal, the drama we've gotten and we will continue to get as this season goes on. This is great work in the corner to keep this alive. It's going to be a free kick one. This is Lawrence Wyke, who just absolutely used every ounce of his strength to hold off a couple of Charlotte Independence defenders, and was able to win a free kick for Neil Collins and company.
Listen, I don't know if you have noticed, Sean, but you know, it's been a physical game early on. Plenty of fouls, and you know, especially Charlotte. I really like the attitude. You know, they're pretty much toe-to-toe with one of the top teams in the league. So it's looking good for Charlotte, but again, defensively, you know, they have to stay well organized.
As you said, Tampa can strike at a moment's notice. Lewis Hilton, top assist man on the team, stands over this for the Rowdies. And he puts in a pretty good ball towards the back post. Central header near the 6-yard box. Cleared away, only as far as a scuffed shot in the end, but it was a chance for Antley to line one up. But he was not able to find the target. If you're traveling to Charlotte to see an Independence game, make sure you stay at the Hyatt Place downtown. The Hyatt Place is just blocks from the games and surrounded by endless dining options. Hyatt Place downtown, the official hotel of the Charlotte Independence. Charlotte got away with one there. It was an opportunity on the edge of the penalty area. The shot just wasn't lined up, and it didn't trouble Brandon Miller. Charlotte just one win in their last 8 games. Last time they won was just over a month ago, actually a month and a week ago, against Charleston Battery. They won by 3-0 in that game. They haven't won since. Obviously hoping tonight could be a bit of a booster as Enzo Martinez nearly snuck his way through. Crucial intervention at the back there. Scarlett was there defensively along with Lasso.
Yeah, that's a wonderful read from Jordan Scarlett. You know, it's not an easy wall. It was a great idea, very quickly, almost very well executed, but Jordan Scarlett, give him a lot of credit.
Brandon Miller, one of the best goalkeepers in the USL Championship this season. I've had the pleasure of watching him multiple times live this year, and he's just a guy that always seems to come up with big saves. Whether the team is up, whether they're down, he's always very consistent. Obviously, he's made a few notable mistakes this year, but on the whole, when you're talking best goalkeepers at this level, his name has to be mentioned in that conversation.
Yeah, well, you know, the one thing about the goalkeepers is that every mistake that they made that becomes a goal seconds later, you know, it's a tough position to play because everybody's going to notice that and everybody's going to remember that. But the reality is that Brandon Miller is a quality goalkeeper, and he's going to be a key part of this team. If they end up in the playoffs, Brandon Miller will be a big part of that. So there's no doubt about it.
Lovely skill initially by Antley. Now he tries to slide it through for Steinberger. Hugh Roberts, though, gets there first and does a great job cleaning it up. Although he does give it back in a dangerous position at the last moment. When Zadi tried to win a free kick at the edge of the penalty area, referee doesn't acknowledge, and Brandon Miller will touch it forward.
And right now, it's the Rowdies putting a lot of pressure. If you look how they are positioned right now, most of their players are on the Charlotte Independence territory. And that's, you know, they have to find a way, if you're Charlotte, to move past the ball, the first line, and then create an opportunity, taking advantage of all the space that's left in the back. Right now, the pressure is working for the Tampa Bay Rowdies that, you know, at this point, they're pretty much dominating the game.
In the 3-0 victory back on opening night, Guenzati had a brace for Tampa, and Fernandez scored as well. It's Jordan Itu, actually, who scored the winner when these two met on June 5th. He scored from the penalty spot in that 1-0 victory for Charlotte over Tampa. Of course, that was at the Sportsplex at Matthews before Charlotte opened up this refurbished new park, American Legion Memorial Stadium, which is actually first built before World War I, which is why it got its name. It's actually in homage to World War I veterans. Now this free kick for the Rowdies to take. Balling towards the back post. Roberts got up highest to head it out, only as far as Wyke. Wyke curls one back in. Roberts got up highest again. Didn't get a ton of contact, but he was able to win a free kick.
It has been a very good game for Roberts so far. You know, very much in control of the back line for Charlotte. Maybe the one mistake coming out of the back just a few seconds ago. But other than that, he has been dominating there. And that's exactly what you need. We were talking about Brendan Miller. But, you know, it's a collective effort defensively as well. And now, right now, Roberts is a very important player for Charlotte.
Tampa's able to win this back in a pretty dangerous position. Ekra has it for the Rowdies. He's able to find Hilton. Guillen.
There's no pressure from Charlotte.
Marveau trying to change that. Nearly fell for Guillen. Still a chance here for Tampa Bay. It's wonderfully done, and Miller was able to get there first, although I think the flag will go up and negate the attack as Miller is still down here for Charlotte. Put his body on the line to make sure he got to the ball first. Here's another look.
Yeah, it looked initially like an offside position. Later also, there appeared to be just a little bit of contact there. Yes, there it is. There is contact. Yeah. So, you know, Brandon Miller, we were talking about experience, you know, he can take his time here. Momentum right now is on the Rowdy side. And it looks like, you know, Charlotte is in serious need of some adjustment in the middle of the field to put a little bit of more pressure and recover the ball quicker, not give it away so easily. Right now, it's not a good moment for Charlotte.
Folks, I'd like to welcome our supporters to the game tonight. We want to thank all the supporters from the Mecklenburg Reserves and the Mint City Collective to the game tonight. Check these supporters groups out online and plug in these great groups that love soccer and work to make Charlotte a better place to live through sports. As Enzo Martinez wins the throw-in on the near side, Armin picks it right back up. Enzo Martinez brought back down, and the yellow card has been brandished. Looks like it might be Antley will have his name taken by the center referee for that late challenge. At least who the card was pointed at towards the end there, although Wyke was in there as well. Oh, actually, in the building, they announced that it's Wyke. We'll confirm it here on the replay. And it is going to be Antley. Wyke was
yes.
near it.
And a very good call from the referee. That's a yellow card, and you cannot allow that, especially in a physical game, because that, you know, will translate it in a foul from Charlotte Independence, and that's when things can get out of control. So a very good call from the referee, Jeremy Shear.
That yellow card brought to you by Devil's Logic Brewing, and it'll lead to this set piece opportunity for Charlotte. Again, Palomino and Armin, they'll do the same routine. Whips it in this time towards the near post, just about headed, or I should say, touched away towards Guenzati, who pushes it further upfield. Dane Kelly trying to make space. He's disappointed as the free kick allows Tampa Bay to reset and take a breath.
Well, and remember, Dane Kelly, he was involved in the play early on in the game, so that can build us some frustration as we move forward. And, you know, he felt like they committed a foul early on, and now he gets a little bit of a push and he gets called for it. So, you know, it's challenging, especially for a player like Dane Kelly that he plays with a lot of intensity.
Dane Kelly thought he had earned a penalty inside the second minute of this match. It was not given. Since then, it's really been mostly Tampa Bay who have dictated the tempo until right now. Charlotte have a chance here. Whipped in centrally, just flicked too far out in front. Still not dealt with, though. Armin regains possession. Bronico on the near side. Armin again. Whips in a good ball towards Kelly. It's over his head. Only as far, though, as Christian Dean.
This is much better from Charlotte.
Palomino this time, looking for Brant Bronico, who chests it down and centers the pass in. And as he was going down, a crucial defensive intervention there. It does lead to a Chick-fil-A corner, though.
That's beautiful, and that's quality football. That's what you want to see. Sure, Mike Jeffries.
Pardon me, Jose Forrest Lasso with a crucial challenge there as he was falling to the turf. Got enough of a touch on it. Marcelo Palomino lines it up. Where's the back post? Roberts got a touch on it. Riascos centering for Kelly, who's almost potentially thrown down there, at least according to him. Referee does not make the call. Play continues. It could fall for Kelly again. Flag goes up.
Yeah, Kelly, he was in offside position, but again, you know, he has an argument here, but you know, I think this is. I'm going to be with the referee on this one. Oh boy, maybe not.
The question is going to be how much of the shirt was being held there, I believe, by Wyke defensively.
I think there's a little bit of a push as well with the right arm.
Oh, Dane Kelly might have two gripes here in the first 25.5 minutes. Although, like you said, Jose, he did not get back in an onside position for the second ball that came in, which negated the attack. Roberts. And trying to send it over the top. Kelly nowhere near it as Lasso deals with it. So Tampa Bay can take a breath. Armin. Leaves it for Dean, who didn't deal with it well here. White could be in for Tampa Bay. He has options to his left. He picks one out, and a crucial touch on the recovery run. And Charlotte are able to come back the other way now. Dane Kelly, he was in once already. Tampa recover well. Kelly waits for help. He has Palomino with him. Marveau, Palomino, and Kelly was waiting for it, and it's cleared out for a throw. End-to-end stuff here.
Yeah, it looked like initially it was Dane Kelly with the opportunity in the 1v1, although he took his time. And, you know, that's not bad. You know, if you don't feel confident moving forward, if you think you're not going to be able to make the play, work for your teammates, and that's exactly what he did. And maybe they're not able to get a chance in goal, but they are still able to retain possession, and that's good.
Tampa trying to shepherd this out at the last moment. Antley had to clear it. Now he's having a little bit of trouble getting this away. It's one back here, Martinez, Bronico, and miscommunication on the layoff for Johnson, who had that crucial block at the other end, Joel Johnson. And in the end, it takes a deflection out for a Tampa Bay throw-in as the game turns up a notch. Fans welcome Youth Coaches Appreciation Night presented by AccuVision LASIK. AccuVision LASIK is an official sponsor of the Charlotte Independents, the Independent Soccer Academy, and American Legion Memorial Stadium.
You know, we haven't seen much from Johnson in the game, but So we take a look at this one.
Martinez nearly ran over it, keeps possession. He's able to find Marvo, who skies it. Well, Sylvain Marvo did everything right, and he knows that was a big opportunity missed.
We were talking early on about Enzo Martinez, who started on the left side, now moving on to the right. Just being able to get inside the box, controlling the ball, moving around, creating the opportunity for his teammate. But unfortunately, Marvo just unable to finish in front of goal. That's a missed opportunity. Well, that's one that you want back if you're Charlotte, especially when you're facing a tough opponent like the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
The game has really livened up a bit these last 10 minutes or so. Looked like Tampa had a real opportunity with Wyke in behind. But his cross pass, or I should say his centering pass, was cut out by Johnson, and then Dane Kelly had an opportunity, and then just a moment ago, Sylvain Marvo had an even better one and couldn't hit the target. Jeffrey's displeased with the referee here. Charlotte do win the free kick, although I think he's asking for a booking. And a talking to here being given towards Lawrence Wyke. Well, this game means a lot. I think the energy, the passion, and dare I say a little bit of the talking going on are evidence of that. Martinez looking for Johnson over the top, wasn't able to find him as Guillen was there. It's all the way back to Lauro in goal. Just got that away. Kelly almost left something on him there. And that's going to lead us into a hydro break. Aquafina is the official water of the Charlotte Independence. When the game heats up, cool down with Aquafina. Gives us a chance to take a breath as well, Jose. These last 10-15 minutes have been exciting on both ends of the pitch, but we've not seen a breakthrough yet. Despite Tampa Bay possibly having a little bit better of the possession, Charlotte have probably had the two best chances of the game so far.
Yeah, I agree 100%. You know, right now it's Tampa Bay Rowdies winning the possession battle, but the reality is that Charlotte should be up 1-0 at least, you know, with the chance Marvo wasn't able to finish just a few seconds ago. And that's probably why Neil Collins is not very happy right now. You know, you cannot allow those type of opportunities, especially against a team that is looking to score, that, you know, they do have the pressure, the Charlotte Independence, to get a result tonight. So they're going to fight for it, and you cannot give those type of opportunities.
Dane Kelly's had a big part of it in the first half. We weren't sure if we were going to see him in the starting lineup tonight, but he's looked like his best so far in this one, Jose. And he's had two big opportunities to score in this one, and he had a penalty appeal inside the second minute.
Yeah, I think, you know, I think this is a foul. To me, this is a foul. To me, this is a penalty. I don't see a lot of contact from Lasso on the ball. Here's another look, a little bit closer. You know, I don't know. To me, that's a penalty. But fair enough. The referee, he had a very good angle. And here's the second chance, 25th minute. You know, there's a push right there with the right arm. So, but those are 50-50 calls as well. But I don't know, that seems very clear to me. That's a penalty. Listen, right now, Charlotte Independence, you cannot start thinking over and over about the penalties. You're playing a good game, especially in the last 10 minutes. You can turn things around, you can get a goal and stay pretty much in control of the game.
Lauro came out of the penalty area. He had to control it well, and did, with some pressure coming down on him there. Now Guillen for Tampa Bay. Gets it on a give and go, trying to find a teammate on the near side. He's able to do so. Antley whips in a good ball towards the back post. The header just kind of skimmed away, and Palomino helps it along. And great job backtracking there by Marvo to keep possession with the Independents. Lovely ball to switch fields as Enzo Martinez does win a throw, but it's good defensive work as well by Tampa Bay. I believe that was Scarlett Backtracking, he's had a good first half as well for the Rowdies. And at the moment, coming into tonight, Charlotte 6th place in the Atlantic Division. Only the top 4 at the end of the season in each division will make the playoffs in the USL Championship. All in behind here, Lasso having some trouble with it. Kelly tried to get on the end of it unsuccessfully, and he's got a wry smile on. As play continues, by the way, I think time froze there for a moment. Kelly just kind of sat there. And I think even Forrest Lasso hesitated there. Now Tampa Bay on the attack. Ekra did well, and then his pass was not as good as the run. Enzo Martinez now. Bronico. Wide for Johnson, who has space to run into here for Charlotte. Kelly making a good run into the penalty area. He's the target, and Lasso's header forces it out for a corner after another good counterattack from Charlotte.
You know, I really like the way Charlotte Independence responded after the Rowdies were pretty much dominating the game with the high pressure. They were able to move past the ball, the first line, and then they have been able to create chances just by moving the ball from side to side. Easy passes, just moving the ball around. That's all they need to do. They have the quality. And now they have been able to create opportunities as well from the set pieces. We'll see if they do better this time. That's maybe where they're lacking so far in the first half.
Roberts is normally a target on corners for Charlotte. Jay Garman is looking for Riascos this time. Dean, his touch just about able to keep this alive. Bronico whips it back in. I think Roberts would have been the only one that was still onside there. And in the end, it's easy for Lardo to pick it up. Fans tailgating is now allowed at your Independence games. You can reserve a tailgate spot for the season or for a game and create new friends and great memories. Go to charlotteindependence.com and get your reserved tailgate spot today. About 10 minutes plus potential stoppage time at the end of the first half. It's been a good one so far, but no goals to show for it as of yet. You see there Tampa Bay with the possession, and they've had the better of it there, but Charlotte have had the best chances so far. A couple of Dane Kelly penalty appeals that were waved away by the referee, and then Sylvain Marva with an opportunity he would like to have back as well earlier in the first half, where it was on a plate for him just outside of the 6-yard box. Now what can the Rowdies do from this position? Guenzati, 9 goals to his name this season, although it's a lovely challenge by Enzo Martinez.
And Mike Jeffers giving Martinez the opportunity just to move around the field, which is a very good idea. We saw him on the right side early on, now on back to the left, moving all the way to the back, helping out defensively. You know, when you have a player with that talent, that amount of talent, you're allowed to give him the liberty to move around the field.
Well, we saw Wyke get a talking to earlier. He was in the middle of that last sequence defensively as well. Meanwhile, Christian Dean is still down here for Charlotte. As the staff attend to him here. Only one player has been booked in this first half. That was Connor Antley of Tampa Bay. But Wyke has been in the middle of it quite a bit. You mentioned it, Jose. It's been a physical game so far. Kind of like we expected, to be fair.
Yeah, it has been a physical game. Although, let me tell you, you know, it has been physical at a level in which it's okay, right? It's the intensity. And I think both teams are going for 3 points tonight, and you can expect that. And the reality right now is that Charlotte Independence, they do feel the pressure to have a better showing at home in front of their own fans. So, you know, they cannot let Tampa Bay Rowdies come into their stadium and just be the physical team. They have to match up. So that's why we're watching a physical game.
Looks like Dean is getting ready to get back onto the pitch. The moment Charlotte are playing down a man here, and they might have a chance here. Ekra inviting, could have taken a shot there, he doesn't. Guillen now could line one up, he takes it on, it takes a deflection, and it's out for a Tampa Bay corner. I believe it was last off of Riascos defensively, and Ekra really started that off. He could have taken the shot on potentially. And in the end, Tampa Bay still get a set piece.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think the opportunity right there was with the shot from Ekra, which, of course, he decided to pass the ball. But you have to give a lot of credit to Charlotte as well, because of the way they defended, especially moving back, right? Ekra had the opportunity early on, but they were able to adjust immediately.
So the Rowdies have a set piece again here. It's the player we highlighted earlier, Leo Fernandez. Will be looking for one of his teammates inside the penalty areas. There's a little bit of pushing and shoving and some good sportsmanship there between Lasso and Riascos, two big bodies in there.
I'm surprised Roberts is not matching up with Lasso.
Fernandez, so it went over Miller, just got enough of a touch on it, an overhead kick, but in the end it was too much to ask. Boy, Brandon Miller needed every inch of it there to get a touch on it. Another look on the Activision replay.
Yeah, it was actually a very good ball from Leo Fernandez. Although nobody was there in the first post. That's probably why it doesn't look very good, but it was a good ball.
And luckily for Charlotte, Brandon Miller used his athleticism there to hang a little extra to touch it over the top, and then it was too tough of an angle, I believe, for Steinberger on the overhead try. If he had scored that, well, it would have been jaw-dropping. But Tampa Bay attack again. Wyke from Ekra. Hilton leaves it for Guillen. Fernandez back to Guillen, trying to change the angle here for the Rowdies. Instead, it's all the way back to Scarlett. Cut out by Arman, who slipped at the vital moment, nearly got it back. But a chance to reset things through Antley initially. Now a chance for Steinberger. Near side Wyke. Wyke towards the back post, Johnson's header. Kept alive by Ekra. And the shot comes in, and Miller is up to the task. It was a great effort from Connor Antley from outside the penalty area. Miller's up for it. It's out for a corner.
What a save from Miller. We talked about him early on, the importance of having a good goalkeeper. And here it shows, key moment in the match, just a few minutes away from halftime. A good shot from Antley, and what a save that is.
Ekra's extra effort kept it alive. Brandon Miller denies Antley. Be a different corner kick taker here. Lewis Hilton lines this one up. Again towards the back post, the centering header ends up hitting the side netting.
You know, in the last few minutes of the first half, Ekra is becoming a very important player for the Tampa Bay Rowdies in the middle of the field, and that's something that needs to be addressed in halftime for Charlotte Independence. They cannot allow Ekra to move the ball easily from the middle of the field forward. You know, he's a very important player, and so far he's doing the little things for the Rowdies, so you have to control him in the second half.
Palomino, of all people, wins the header. Bronico. Could Charlotte have a late say here in the end of the first half? Martinez, wonderfully done. Marveau with a good ball. Big chance here for Bronico. And then Kelly. And Kelly didn't have a chance to look up and find the goal before he struck it. If he had, it would have been on target, and Marvo was in the middle of it again.
It's another missed opportunity for Charlotte Independence in the first half. It's a good ball from Martinez. Marvo takes his time, puts the ball in, and just unable to finish in front of goal. Again, it's Charlotte Independence. In the end, Dane Kelly able to take the left-footed shot. He lost his balance early. It was more out of desperation taking the shot there, but what a missed opportunity, Sean. It was Bronico unable to finish.
Boy, if he'd have just taken a touch, Bronico kind of overran it at the vital moment. And then you feel for Dane Kelly, who, like you said, Jose, slipped and then lost his bearings before striking it out, believe it or not, for a throw-in on the far side. He just didn't have a chance to get a good look at goal before he hit it. Late jabs from both teams at the end of this first half.
So we have 2 missed opportunities for Charlotte and a save from Brandon Miller. So in the last 5 minutes, a couple of chances for either side. You know, that sets up the table for a good second half.
Of course, we still have some stoppage time upcoming at the end of this first half. Could still be maybe 1 or 2 more chances. It's a throw-in for Tampa Bay here. Antley. Oh, and not the best touch back to him there from Steinberger. Dean. Just kind of flared it forward. Initially was looking for Kelly. Martinez couldn't keep it alive. Took a deflection on the way through on the Antley ball. And Dean calmly passes it back to Brandon Miller. Tonight's stoppage time is brought to you by Accuvision LASIK. 3 added minutes at the end of what's been a very vibrant first half in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's surprising that neither team has scored, frankly. Both teams have had great chances. We just haven't had the clinical touches necessary in the final third as of yet.
And I think we've seen quality all over the field.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at Charlotte defensively, they've been good. Offensively, they have been able to create chances. And the same thing you can say about the Rowdies. Well, you come to expect that from the Rowdies as well because of the season they're having so far. But, you know, it's been a good game. Interesting, and, you know, and like I just mentioned a few minutes ago, the second half could be better.
Oh, Jake Arman is down here off the ball for Charlotte. We've had 1 added minute of the 3 at the end of this first half. Of course, Jake Arman, another one of Mike Jeffrey's vital players in the midfield. And the Charlotte Independent staff will attend to him on the near side. Of course, Dane Kelly just coming back off the injury. There were no other injuries reported by Mike Jeffries publicly or to us in our conversation with him yesterday. But for a team trying to find their form, you just hope it's not the worst here for Jake Arman. And of course, we didn't quite get to see what caused it either, but they're clearly showing a little bit of concern here, to say the least.
It looks like he's not going to be able to continue in the match.
And it looks like you're right, Jose. Looks like Arman will be withdrawn here. Hopefully he's okay moving forward for the Independents. And that man on your screen there, Adam Armour, looks to be getting ready to come on here for the Jacks.
You hate to see that.
And Arman's such a cornerstone player for this team. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but substitutions are brought to you Complete Construction Services. Adam Armour will take his place in first half stoppage time. So it looks like there'll be a little bit more added on, maybe about a minute and a half potentially, because of the injury to Jake Arman. So again, we've had the 3, but there's going to probably be a little bit more added on for the injury. And Tampa Bay do the sporting thing and give it back to Charlotte as we see out this first half.
And if you're Charlotte, you know, you want to stay organized defensively. It's just a few seconds before the end of the half. And, you know, for Armour just coming into the game, it's not easy because you don't expect to come into the game with just a few seconds left in the half. So you have to stay in the game. The concentration is to stay up high for Charlotte Independence defensively.
Good control initially by Scarlett, although his pass almost let Dane Kelly have a sniff at it. And it's a lovely flick by Martinez. Kelly here, will he take it himself? Oh, he nearly did it, you know. He sized it up from about 25 yards out. He got in a great position and nearly pulled off the spectacular right on halftime.
Oh my goodness, that's the shot. That's the quality from Dane Kelly. Moving the defender around, taking the left-footed shot, and so close, decisive. That's exactly what you come to expect from a goal scorer like Dane Kelly.
Well, he's one of the few in the league capable of something like that. And he nearly ended the first half in some style for Charlotte. And it was all off of the great work by Enzo Martinez, who's done well again here. Now Marcelo Palomino in traffic. Kelly again. Lasso shoves him. It looked like, at least from our vantage point, not given again by the referee. There's still a little bit of time here for Tampa if they hurry. But they're forced back. Good challenge by Brant Bronico in the midfield. Forces it to the far side. Guillen. Fernandez. Doesn't have a ton of room to work with, and Johnson stands him up and forces it out for a throw.
And that's exactly what you want to do if you're Charlotte. Do not give Leo Fernandez any room.
And that will be the last action of a really fun first half, frankly, in Charlotte. Chances galore for that man, Dane Kelly, who really could have had a hat trick in the first half if things had gone his way. Not to be, though. Neither team has gotten onto the score sheet. Brandon Miller's been a big reason why, Jose, and we have a fun second half to look forward to.
Yeah, I think it's been a very good first half of both teams, you know, with chances to score. Brandon Miller, a very good save towards the end of the half. Guensati, we haven't seen much from Sebas, but still quality. You know, he's a goal scorer and he can score anytime. Plenty of quality. Looking forward to the second half.
You see there, AccuVision LASIK halftime score somehow goalless at the half between Charlotte and Tampa Bay. Dane Kelly thought that Charlotte should have had a pair of penalties in the first half. Neither were given. A host of chances for both teams. We look forward to the second half between Charlotte and Tampa. It's scoreless, and the halftime is next.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
There are currently 2 million American spouses and children whose family member was killed or disabled in defense of our country, which is why I founded the Folds of Honor, providing educational scholarships to the families of 1% of the Americans who protect our freedom.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Thank you for supporting the Fold of Honor.
Please join our squadron today. Your $13 a month speaks volumes and changes lives forever.
Duckworth's Grill and Tap House is your destination for great food. Duckworth's is open for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery. Make sure you complete your order with an ice-cold Pepsi. Duckworth's is locally owned and operated. Pepsi, that's what I like.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Welcome back at the half between Charlotte and Tampa Bay. We look forward to the second half in just a few moments. Sean St. Jacques, Jose Rodriguez back here with you. Before we get to the second half, we do have to acknowledge the Independence is partnered with Folds of Honor to raise funds for kids of fallen soldiers in the Charlotte region. We'd also like to honor your favorite veteran of the armed forces at a game. Go to charlotteindependence.com/veterans and nominate your vet today. Tonight's veteran is Ray Nicholas. Let's take a look now, Jose, at the Charlotte upcoming schedule. Loudoun, New York Red Bulls 2 coming up before a really tough stretch to end the month of August.
Well, absolutely. You know, 3 of the games are going to be played on the road, which is a very important time in the season for Charlotte as they look to move past that 4th place, looking to secure that spot in the playoffs. It's still early on, but you know you don't want to leave points in the table.
A lot of work to still do for all the teams, including Charlotte Independence. As we look now at the Rowdies' upcoming schedule, they have Red Bulls 2 coming up at a very improved Hartford Athletic team. That's saying something because they were pretty darn good last year as well.
Absolutely. Listen, out of the next 5 games, I mean, obviously, you feel free to watch New York Red Bulls too, but Hartford and Pittsburgh are 2 teams that you want to watch every single time facing the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Quality teams in the USL Championship.
And of course, these two will meet again August 28th for what will be an important game as well. We take a look now at the standings in the Atlantic Division. Tampa currently at the top. They've got a game in hand. We mentioned it. Hartford and Pittsburgh have been phenomenal. And Miami FC, who struggled at times last year, look to have turned it around in a big way.
Yes, a completely different team. And, you know, we were talking early on about how the Rowdies, Pittsburgh, and Hartford are going to be fighting for first place. And that leaves only 1 spot left. That'll be Miami FC, Charleston, Charlotte Independence, maybe New York Red Bulls making a push for that 4th spot. So pretty interesting what's going on right now in the Atlantic Division.
Lots still to be sorted out, not only in the Atlantic Division, but all of the divisions throughout the USL Championship. We'll take a quick break. We'll look at news and notes and more around the USL Championship after a quick break.
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
The 18, the Marcus Sargent goes to his left, hard strike, and it's in the net, 2-1 Oakland.
Blanchett, another massive stop. Scoots deflected, and a big save from Rawls. As Asante takes this on. Oh, that's a tremendous goal from Solo.
Well, folks, it's only 8 a.m. and it's going to be another hot one. Today's high is 85 degrees with lows ranging in the upper 50s. Tomorrow's more of the same, plus some light wind coming in from the northeast. Coming up at 8:30, Paul's got an exclusive
Babe, it's 8 a.m.
Fried chicken, better with Pepsi.
Hey guys, this is Gabby Douglas. If you have an active lifestyle like me, hydration is key. That's why I love the Hydration Watermelon Smoothie from Smoothie King. With more electrolytes than some of the leading sports drinks, it's a cleaner way to hydrate and recover, with no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. So try the Hydration Watermelon Smoothie from Smoothie King. Order online for pickup or delivery. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Sean St. Jacques, Jose Rodriguez back here with you at the half between Charlotte and Tampa. Still no score between these two, but we're looking forward to the second half in Charlotte, North Carolina. At the moment, though, we'll take a look at the news and notes from around the championship. Obviously, those crazy fans in New Mexico getting their new soccer-specific stadium. That's going to be a huge deal in Albuquerque. Joe Kuzminski, a penalty kick save and an assist as well on Friday for Charleston.
Well, you know, we were talking just about the quality goalkeepers in the league, but I want to highlight that the stadiums, because what have we seen in the last few years in USL Championship when it comes to stadiums is something that I don't think we have seen around the world. You know, the way the league is growing in terms of the stadiums. Talk about Louisville, talk about Charlotte Independence getting a renovation, and now can you imagine the excitement in New Mexico about getting a soccer-specific stadium? That's amazing.
Colorado as well. A lot of good stuff going on that front. And again, we had national game August 4th, Oakland, Phoenix, don't miss it. Here's the Hyatt Place scoreboard as it stands at the moment. Hartford are leading at Pittsburgh at the moment. Everywhere else at the moment, besides the games from earlier this week, they're just like us. We're looking for goals here.
Yeah, we want goals. We had quality in the first half, but we want goals. There's no doubt about that. Now, Hartford, how about that?
Yeah.
You know, that's a team, you know, if you look at the Rowdies, if you look at the division, we talked early on about Hartford and Pittsburgh. What a matchup that is, and so far, Hartford getting the best of it.
Those two, Hartford and Pittsburgh, the last 2 years, developing a little bit of a rivalry. They were in the same group, and they're in the same division as well. Hyatt Place brings you the upcoming schedule as well. Miami FC against Charleston on Sunday. That's a big one. Tacoma trying to get back on track. They'll face New Mexico United. Memphis Sporting KC2. Los Dos and San Diego as the Fighting Landon Donovans try to continue their good run of form.
Yes, well, Landon, you know, they didn't have a good start, but they're turning things around. And of course, the Oakland Roots facing Phoenix Rising, that match being on ESPN2. Oakland, you know, trying to get things together, and Phoenix Rising, of course, one of the top teams in the league.
And Hartford and Miami Wednesday as well. A lot of good matchups to look forward to there. We're looking forward to the second half between Charlotte and Tampa. We'll take a look at the first half highlights and stats coming up next.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Fun fact, you know Mountain Dew and spicy chicken is the perfect combo?
Does it look like I don't know that?
Okay. Didn't mean to ruffle your feathers.
You know, we both did the employee training, Gary.
Okay, don't jump down my beak.
Doing spicy? Do the do.
There are currently 2 million American spouses and children whose family member was killed or disabled in defense of our country, which is why I founded the Folds of Honor, providing educational scholarships to the families of 1% of the Americans who protect our freedom.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Thank you for supporting the Fold of Honor.
Please join our squadron today. Your $13 a month speaks volumes and changes lives forever.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Folks, join us Saturday, August 21st, as we and our partners at Novant Health salute the frontline workers in our community that help us battle through the coronavirus pandemic. Grocery workers, hospital workers, everyone on the front lines, we will salute you this night. The match features your Independents against the Colorado Switchbacks. First kick, 7 p.m. Get your tickets now at charlotteindependence.com. Sean St. Jacques, Jose Rodriguez back here with you. Let's take a look at the first half highlights from this one, brought to you by Duckworth's. This was a very, very quick start from Charlotte here, as Dane Kelly maybe should have had a penalty here, Jose.
Yeah, I think that's a penalty. You know, it was a good start for Charlotte. They had possession early on. They were able to create a couple chances. This one, out of a 1v1 battle from Dane Kelly, facing Lasso, a little bit of contact, not enough according to the referee. Just a few minutes later, I should say, another opportunity for Dane Kelly. Looks like there's a push there. Again, as Dane Kelly was looking for the ball, but no call again. And we remain 0-0. And towards the end, the one opportunity for the Rowdies came from a right-footed shot from Antley and the save from Brendan Miller to send the ball to the corner kick. So a very exciting first half so far. Dane Kelly with the opportunities and Brendan Miller with the save.
43rd minute. This might have been the best moment from Charlotte. Bronico just overran it.
Yeah, you know, just the ball was just behind him, just one step behind probably, right there. Give a lot of credit as well to Fernandez for moving backward, and then just a shot from Dane Kelly out of desperation that goes wide. Possession, 58% for the Rowdies. How about that?
Halftime stats brought to you by Famous Toastery. Yeah, the Rowdies have dominated in that position. Only the one shot on target in the first half, but plenty of chances for both of these teams as well. Again, that one yellow card worth keeping in mind for the second half. Connor Antley picked that up for the Rowdies, and Lawrence White had a talking to by the referee as well. So those are two things to watch from the disciplinary side of things as we're about to get the second half underway.
And you know, the one thing that I like to see from Charlotte Independence is to try to dictate the tempo, right? It feels like with possession, the Tampa Bay Rowdies, they have been able to play at the pace they wanted. Now, if Charlotte is able to change that in the second half, that remains to be seen, but that could be a key factor, especially as they move forward and they try to connect a little bit more with, you know, Dane Kelly or whoever's playing at the top in the second half, because of course we know Dane Kelly's coming off an injury and might not be able to play the full night.
You just told as well, Jose, it looks like Charlotte is going to make a halftime substitution as the always dangerous and fun to watch Irvin Parra is going to come on. See him there entering the field, and Christian Dean, we're being told, is who will be withdrawn. He obviously was a little slow to get up at the end of the first half. Mike Jeffries doesn't take any risks. Of course, worth mentioning as well, Jake Armand was substituted in the first half as well for the Independents, as we hope he's okay as well for Mike Jeffries and company.
Absolutely. Listen, with Parra coming in the game, that brings you know, a little bit of adjustment tactically. Because Dean, of course, defensive-minded player, and Parra more often you can call him a midfielder sometimes, but you know, basically he's an attacking player. So we'll see how things shape up in the first 10 to 15 minutes of the second half.
Second half underway from Charlotte, North Carolina, the American Legion Memorial Stadium's third game since the refurbishments, and the Independents are looking for their first win in their new refurbished home venue. Charlotte did beat Tampa in a home game earlier this year, but that was at the Sportsplex at Matthews, where this year Charlotte was unbeaten in 3 games, and obviously just going over the last couple of seasons, the Sportsplex at Matthews was very kind to the Independents. Helped them get to the playoffs a season ago, where they lost in the round of 16. Obviously, they're hoping to make it a step further this year, and they're obviously hoping to get their first win in their new digs. Riascos just floating it forward towards Enzo Martinez. Lasso was a little bit late to react, but he gets there first. Guillen now. Fernandez made a good run, trying to outrun Roberts, and Roberts just touched it with enough pace to get it back to Brandon Miller. And then almost a miscue there. His armor was trying to regain possession. That's really his first touch of any note since coming on. But Enzo Martinez wins it back off of Wyke, and Dane Kelly trying to split the defenders. He does just that. Dane Kelly, oh, spectacular. It's why he's one of the best the league has to offer. And Charlotte make the breakthrough right at the start of the second half and lead by a goal to nil.
And Dane Kelly is back, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. Pace, quality in front of goal, and just taking advantage of a huge mistake in the middle. Give a lot of credit as well to Enzo Martinez, recovering the ball, pushing the ball through, running between two defenders is Dane Kelly, and the finish. It looks so easy. What a finish from Dane Kelly.
It's a sumptuous 7th goal of the season for Dane Kelly, brought to you by Devil's Logic Brewery. And he's picked up right where he left off after the injury, and he will get booked for the celebrations, but he will not care one bit.
That's goal number 7 for Dane Kelly on the year. USL's all-time.
Yellow card is also brought to you by Devil's Logic Brewing, but Dane Kelly just showing you how much it means to him to be back, and back with a bang, Jose.
No, it's just, you know, it's plenty of quality. You know, you're not going to find a striker in USL Championship, you know, with that mentality, with that just ability to be there at the right time. And it's just understanding of each other as well from Enzo Martinez and Dane Kelly. As soon as Martinez was able to recover the ball, he looked immediately for the space to put the ball in between the two defenders, and he knew Dane Kelly will win that ball.
Tampa Bay now looking for a response. They might be in here. Fernandez asking for it on the near side. He gets it. Leo Fernandez. Couple of step overs, running out of room. And it's great defensive work by Johnson, and he wins a goal kick.
Well, it's a great start to the second half. Now, you know, you have to keep the concentration defensively for Charlotte Independence, but there's plenty of time. So you have to go for the second goal. Remember, now it's even more important to dictate the tempo. Tampa Bay Rowdies is an aggressive team. They're going to come for you. They're not going to be happy being 1-0 down. They're going to try to at least get a point out of the game. So get ready, because the Rowdies are coming.
And a team-leading 7th goal of the season for Dane Kelly. He scored the first Charlotte goals in this new refurbished stadium. And he scores again as his high-scoring counterpart Glenn Zotti still trying to figure things out for the Rowdies here in search of a response of their own now.
Hundreds of locations in the area. Easily scheduled same-day and virtual appointments online. No bonds held.
Mentioned it earlier, Kelly had a brace here against Red Bulls 2 in the same game he got hurt. So for Kelly, it's actually goals in consecutive games for him. But of course, the injury in the middle, and Charlotte could be in again here. This time it's Para! And he just couldn't get his foot around it. And it's out for a goal kick, but again, lovely build-up play. Marveau to Kelly, and then Para just couldn't get it on target.
Excellent, excellent. What a great start to the second half. Give a lot of credit to Mike Jeffries. I don't know exactly what he said during halftime, but it worked. It worked with bringing Irving Para in. You know, that mentality is there, just being aggressive, creating opportunities out of moving the ball. This is the shot from Parra, which is not on goal, but the opportunity is right there for Charlotte Independence.
Well, Tampa had trouble just dealing with Dane Kelly in the first half. You add Parra to the equation, one of the best 1-2 punches up top in the entire league. And Charlotte have just taken it up another notch or two here, these first 5 minutes in the second half. Gatorade is scientifically researched and game tested for athletes like your Jacks. When you need hydration, choose the official isotonic sports drink of the Charlotte Independence, Gatorade. Maybe just a few sips of that got Charlotte Independence rocking at halftime, with Mike Jeffries' talk being combined in there as well, as the Independents are on the attack again. Bronico nearly took that on, finds Sylvain Marveau. Marveau whips in a good ball towards Kelly, and he just couldn't quite size it up. And it's away from Wyke. Cleared away only as far as Riascos. And Joel Johnson will regain possession. Palomino. This feels like a crucial juncture for Charlotte to try to stamp their authority on this game. Tampa feel a little bit like they're on the ropes here. But the defending Eastern Conference champions will not go lightly. Marveau couldn't quite get onto that. It's a great touch by Fernandez. One back though, as Palomino comes out with it. Johnson tried to find Kelly. Showed some skill just to keep that alive, but couldn't find Marveau. Fernandez only as far as Riasco, so miscommunication there. Johnson couldn't get to it though. Fernandez regains. Ooh, he floated that through just past the hip of Roberts, but Guenzati wasn't ready for it. And that might be the biggest shame of these first 53 minutes, Jose. We've barely said Sebastian Guenzati's name in this match. Just hasn't quite gotten going yet.
Yeah, we know it's interesting, but you know, Guenzati, he's probably used to not being involved, and then you'll see him the 65th minute gets a chance and he puts it in. You know, that's the game sometimes for a number 9, and that's the position that Guenzati is playing right now. So, you know, if you're Charlotte, you're happy with what you're doing right now, but you cannot relax. You know, you have to keep an eye on a goal scorer. 9 goals already this year, and he's looking for the 10th. There's no doubt about it.
Coach Mike Jeffries called Guenzati earlier this week a smart player. Movement is so good. One of the guys that can really hurt you in the penalty area. Specifically, said he's one of the best he's seen in the league at reading the game. And Tampa have to try to get this away, and ooh, Johnson penalized. It looks like Fernandez on the backtracking wins a free kick, much to the chagrin of the fans here. But Tampa are able to alleviate the pressure for now. Although I'm sure the fans are still buzzing over that splendid finish from Dane Kelly just moments ago, about 6 minutes ago. Well, that's not going to help Tampa Bay's cause. They give it right back in their own half here. Armour, who came on in the first half for Jake Arman, will try it again from the throw. Kelly again the target. Lasso clears it away. I'm being told that Forrest Lasso, no relation to Ted. I was told earlier today. So for any of those wondering at home, not the case, sadly. But he's been good defensively tonight, despite the one Dane Kelly run through the middle.
Yeah, and you know, he has been good for a while for the Rowdies. Not only this season, but last year as well, very good. You know, I think he's very comfortable with the 3 center backs. You know, the system really works for him.
Martinez wins a free kick, takes it quickly. All floated to the near side. Marveau in a good position. Martinez tried to make a run. Marveau tried to find Kelly, lovely back heel, and then the give and go potentially just not quite to Martinez. Follow-up shot is blasted wide by Armour, who took it really well, but in the end didn't trouble the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it was a very good run from Armour, moving all the way to the back, and you know, that's something that you want to see from your left back, you know, just to be aggressive, to stay in the game as the ball starts on the right side, but moves all the way to the left, but he's right there, he's ready. He takes the shot that goes wide, but that's what you want to see from Armour. moving forward and taking advantage of those opportunities.
And a little bit of a elbow there from Enzo Martinez. Couldn't get away with it. Free kick for Tampa. Just seem a little lost at the moment, the Rowdies. Trying to refine their foothold in this game that we saw for a good portion of the first half. But Charlotte have come out guns blazing in these first 11 minutes, 12 minutes or so. Tampa Bay calmly working their way towards the penalty area. White, oh, it's a really good ball in, but Miller beats Guenzati to it. That's the danger, though. Good build-up, slow but patient build-up from Tampa. And luckily, Brandon Miller read it really well.
You know, it's still early, but if you're Charlotte Independence, you want to defend with the ball a little bit, right? Dominate possession, then give the ball away. Just keep the intensity moving forward. As you can see, you give one opportunity to the Rowdies, and they're capable of creating chances.
Foul's going to be given against Irvin Parra here of Charlotte. Scarlett is still down for Tampa after he flipped over the top of Irvin Parra. And those, the flat-footed player tends to be penalized for taking up the space. And we'll take another look.
It's a 50-50 ball, but it's a good call from the referee, as Parra, as he sees the ball, he's not able to get there, tries to shield a little bit, and that's where he commits the foul.
It's good to see Scarlett just bounce back up and get play back underway here. Ekra out wide. A chance snuffed out. Good defensive work by Armour, and Parra hoofs it away. Kelly with some hold-up play finds Martinez, and Martinez is fouled. And a quick yellow card there for Lewis Hilton of Tampa Bay. Yellow card brought to you by Devil's Logic Brewing.
It's the second yellow of the match for the Rowdies.
Can we do it now, Rip? It's taking ages. How long does it take to write down a yellow card?
See there the confirmation of the Devil's Logic Brewing yellow card for Lewis Hilton of Tampa Bay. We are told there's a couple of changes coming up for the Rowdies. You see there, Dalgard, Sebastian Dalgard is going to come on, as is Lucky Mkosana. Mkosana will come on first, as Zachary Steinberger and Connor Antley, one of the players, the latter of which are on a yellow card. They will be withdrawn here as we're approaching the hour mark in Charlotte.
Obviously, Mkosana, a quality player in the middle, very good moving forward. The Rowdies are in need of a goal, and I think they are in need as well of getting Sebas Guenzati involved in the game. And Mkosana is a good complement. He can move closer to him, hold on to the ball a little bit, and give him just a little bit of more room.
Bronico lined it up as Lasso sweeps it away. Both of those substitutions were brought to you by Complete Construction Services. It's a corner, though, for Charlotte. As you see there, both of the substitutes will withdraw and make their way back to the bench. See there the confirmation of the second change. Antley, who's on a yellow card, is withdrawn. Mkosana is on, along with Sebastian Dalgard, who can certainly make an impact himself. At the moment, Tampa have this corner to take, and some miscommunication, I think, on the Chick-fil-A corner. So I think the Charlotte players were wondering if the Tampa defender there was far enough away. All swept in by Marveau. Roberts just couldn't quite get on it. Cleared away only as far as Armour, who whips it back in. Kelly was open. Marveau's there as well. Back post, Riascos, and Para sweeps it in. Tampa just didn't clear it. And Irvin Para struts his stuff in Charlotte to give the Independents a lead of 2-0.
And Charlotte is not missing in the second half. They're getting the opportunities and putting them in the back of the net. Good ball all the way to the right side with Marveau. Keeping the ball in play, and in the middle is Irvin Para with the left-footed finish. And it's 2-0 for the home side.
5th goal of the campaign for Irvin Para. Brought to you by Devils Logic Brewing, and the substitute doubles the delight in Charlotte. And the Independents have stamped their authority on this second half and have doubled their lead. And it's both of the leading goal scorers who have gotten in on it.
And it has been a very impressive second half, right? You know, Charlotte Independents, during the last few weeks, they have struggled. They haven't been able to get at the level that they want. But tonight, especially in the second half against the Rowdies, you know, this is something that you can build from. It's a very good showing. Now, they have to close things out. We have just close to half an hour to play, and you're facing the Rowdies. So, you know, keep it up if you're the Charlotte Independents.
The defending Eastern Conference champions tonight are up against the wall here, 2 goals down on the road. Although Guillen is in here for Tampa Bay, looking for an immediate response, but it's blocked. Comes out for another chance, and it wasn't a bad effort, but in the end it's well wide, and Brandon Miller didn't even give it a second thought. Fans, welcome to Youth Coaches Appreciation Night, presented by Accuvision LASIK. Accuvision LASIK is an official sponsor of the Charlotte Independents, the Independents Soccer Academy, and American Legion Memorial Stadium. A lot to think about for the man you just saw briefly on your screen, Neil Collins. Thank you. The coach of Tampa Bay, who felt like possibly, at least going into the half, again, we saw a little bit of a dose of it during the hydration break. Maybe not totally happy, but certainly his team was playing much better than they have in the last 20 minutes.
Yes, yes. I mean, listen, coaches sometimes react immediately to things that we don't see, right? Because they are there during the week, during training sessions, and they know the work that they have put in. So it's hard for us sometimes to relate exactly what the coach is saying or through the way they react. But the reality is that right now, you know, you have to give a lot of credit to Charlotte. They have been the better team, and in the second half, and that's why they're leading.
Goals from Dane Kelly and Irvin Para, both coming in the second half. Dane Kelly scored in the 47th minute, and then just 15 minutes later, Irvin Para in the 62nd doubled the lead. Goals 7 and 5, respectively, this season for the two strikers of Charlotte. As Wyke trying to center this pass in, but it's easy for Riascos to deal with, and Armour hoofs it upfield only as far as Lasso.
Two more, please. Thank you.
Fernandez, who we highlighted at the top, has not quite gotten going at full tilt yet, but again, a lot of time left for Tampa. One goal can change it.
And the 2-0 result it's very tricky. You know, if you get a goal back, if you're the Rowdies, then you're back in the game. And the momentum can change in a second. So, you know, we'll still have a ball game here.
Bronico. Certainly the next goal in a 2-0 game could be decisive, potentially, depending on who scores it and how the rest of the game plays out.
Fans, join us for the Charlotte Pride.
Regained possession. Initially was a good touch by Lewis Hilton.
There will be new Pride swag.
Play on the far side, ball whipped in. Big opportunity here, and it's just headed wide, and it wouldn't have counted as the offside flag is up. M. Kosana was in the area. He could not get on top of it. Tampa looks like they're going to queue up a couple of more changes here. Wyke, who I'm talking to from the referee earlier, is withdrawn. And Max Lakowecki is on. Meanwhile, Jordan Doherty enters for Tampa Bay as well. And it's Jan Ekra who makes way. Both changes brought to you by Complete Construction Services.
And you know, we have to give credit as well to Charlotte because they were able to get a hold of Ekra towards the end of the first half. He was pretty much dominating the middle of the field, which is something that we did not see in the second half so far.
It was a good ball in centrally. Big chance, and you never see that. Right on the doorstep. Gwenzati's best chance of the night. Lakowecki put it on a plate for him, and the look says it all. He should have scored.
Oh my goodness, what a chance for the Rowdies. Was Lakowecki, probably the first touch he gets. And it's Fernandez who's just unable to finish in front of goal. And what a moment that could have been for the visiting side. With a little bit over 20 minutes left to go, getting that goal, I mean, that changes things drastically.
What a chance for Gwenzati on the doorstep. Riascos overran it, leading to the chance. But Tampa stay 2 down here. Could they grow in from there? Not quite on that occasion. Neil Collins has fired a lot of his substitution bullets here. He's used all 4 of his outfield substitutes. The only other sub he has left is his backup goalkeeper. Again, we mentioned it at the top. 5 notables out tonight for Tampa Bay. But for a team like this, defending conference champions who have so much depth, so much veteran presence, they've shown a lot of good signs tonight at times. Of course, expectations are high, but they just need that one moment to get back into the game. Lakowecki trying to make it happen. On the overlapping run, Guillen with a good ball in, falls for a chance, might have been blocked. Enzo Martinez dwelling on it a little bit. Fernandez wins it back, and then Martinez regains, but it's out for a corner.
Corner kick for the Rowdies.
Neil Collins' side now very much on the front foot. They need to be.
And there's the sense of urgency from the Rowdies. You can tell they're stepping up a little bit.
Coming up on 20 minutes left to play in Charlotte. Tampa looking for a way back into the game. Miller came for it, and it's a really strong punch away from Brandon Miller. Tampa have it still. Swung back in, the header flicked on. Still not quite cleared here by Charlotte, though Palomino and Armour combined to do just that. Dane Kelly was able to hold it up for a moment. He gets it back. Lasso steps in well. Scarlett now, 20 minutes to play. Charlotte looking for their first win in their new home park. And what a memorable one it would be against the defending conference champions. Still work to do. Jordan Doherty now. Lakowecki. Guillen. Doherty. Lakowecki. And Kosana. Doherty has a little bit of space if he wants it. Fernandez back out wide. Guillen has a few to aim at. He flips it over the top. Give and go back to Guillen. Doherty looking for a different angle. Lakowecki's ball in. Towards the back post. Recycled by Dalgard. Oh, wonderfully done by Dalgard. Armour did well, though, to recover and wins possession back.
Yeah, good recovery there from Armour. You know, right now it's all Rowdies. They have possession. Of course, they are the ones in need of goals, but if you're Charlotte, you want to regain some possession, especially last 10 to 15 minutes of the match. You don't want to be consistently running behind the ball.
Guanzati tried to win that back and does win a free kick in a pretty dangerous spot. Brant Bronico took a little too long there to make a decision. Ends up getting penalized on the recovery attempt.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate foul because Guanzati was able to win that 50-50 ball and then just, you know, waited for the contact to come.
Fernandez and Hilton think this one over. This is in a really good spot. But can Tampa find the goal they need to get back into this? I'm told a couple of Charlotte changes are in the offing. We'll get to those in a second. First, they have a big set piece to defend here with Fernandez over it. Fernandez takes it on, it hits the wall. Helped on by Palomino, still not cleared. Lakawecki, Doherty, Hilton to Scarlett. And I think there is a head injury here, the referee is indicating. Dane Kelly was actually one of the players we were told was just about to be substituted off here. He's still down.
Yeah, I think probably the ball, he was the one player in the wall that got hit after the Leo Fernandez free kick. Either way, a very good game for Dane Kelly. And, you know, I'm surprised he played over the 60-minute mark, especially knowing that he's just coming off injury, but I guess it's a very good sign for Charlotte Independence. Their goal scorer seems to be ready.
And we hope he's okay as far as this head injury is concerned. He was going to be withdrawn anyway, Dane Kelly. But this was the moment when he announced himself back in the side and back in the team with a brilliant opening goal in this game back in the 47th.
And you know what's really interesting about the goal is that actually the center backs had the advantage on him, but he's so quickly and so good with the ball that he easily moves past the two defenders and then the cold-blooded finish. What a goal from Dane Kelly.
A couple of complete construction services substitutes upcoming. Jordan Bender will be the one to replace Dane Kelly, who's had another memorable night in a Charlotte Independent shirt, and gets a good ovation from the fans here.
Entering the match for your Jacks, number 23, Jordan
And a big hug from the coach as well, as Joel Johnson is also withdrawn, and we will see Clay Dimmick take his place as well, another one of the great backline players for this Independent side. Johnson had a couple of vital interventions defensively tonight and did his job.
Yeah, and you know, it's really interesting because he proved tonight that he can be a player that moves forward really well as well. So, you know, overall, I think a very good showing. We didn't see much from him, but, you know, we didn't see mistakes either way. So I think for Johnson, it's a step forward tonight. And, you know, in the last 15 minutes of the match, you need fresh legs, and that's exactly what Mike Jeffers is doing right now, especially knowing that the Rowdies are going to dominate possession.
Just under 15 minutes to go. Dane Kelly and Irvin Parra with the 2 goals that separate the sides. It would be a vital 3 points for Charlotte if they can see this out. It really jumped them right back into the top 4 race in the Atlantic Division.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And I think we talked about this before, you know, the level of excitement that every game brings under this new format this year. It's just, it's amazing.
But Tampa trying to have a say here Lakawecki's central header, Marveau back defensively, and Brandon Miller clears it out for a throw. Still time for the Rowdies here. Guillen has gotten forward a lot more in this second half. Guenzati and Riascos on the floor is able to smuggle it away. Although Tampa win it back. Good ball in for Guenzati, who handles it at the vital moment. It was a huge chance, potentially. Neil Collins disagrees. But Tampa Bay are penalized and the attack breaks down. And some frustration for the Rowdies here. Folks, join us on August 14th for Pride Night and a huge division matchup against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. The match starts at 7 p.m. Gates open at 6. The night is presented by Charlotte Pride. Get your tickets now at charlotteindependence.com. Fernandez. Is able to send that out wide. Ball was blocked by Armour. It's a corner for the Rowdies here.
You know, and if you look at the effort out of set pieces defensively from Charlotte Independence, that's another highlight, because you're facing a very good team on set pieces in the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
And it comes, free header at the back post, and maybe Para got a crucial touch on that. There were two Rowdies players up for it. The corner will switch sides. Another real chance. Corner here for Tampa Bay. 12 minutes to go. And a foul in the penalty area alleviates the pressure. Again, Irvin Para in the middle of it defensively. Meanwhile, Distel Sola will come on as a substitute as Marveau's night comes to an end. Brought to you by Complete Construction Services. Well, Marveau missed a sitter in the first half, but was in amongst a lot of the chances that Charlotte created.
Yes, he was involved, and, you know, that's what you ask from an attacking player. You know, there's going to be nights where you missed a chance, and there are going to be nights where, you know, you hit an incredible volley and score a goal. You know, that's the way it goes. So, a good effort, and that's all you can ask for if you're the head coach.
Pepsi Cola is the official soft drink of the Charlotte Independence. Enjoy an ice-cold Pepsi at your next Independence game. Pepsi, born in the Carolinas. Still salvageable here for Tampa Bay, but they are running low on time. Oh, it's wonderful effort by Palomino on the near side. Tried a little bit of trickery to pick the ball up with his feet, or with his boots, I should say. But the ball, I believe, went out of play before he got the chance to do it. This is Lasso. Guillen. Lakawecki had his head up for a moment. 10 minutes to go as Charlotte tries to close in on their first win at the refurbished American Legion Memorial Stadium. They lost here on the reopening night against New York Red Bulls 2. The night Dane Kelly got hurt. He had a brace that night, but Red Bulls 2 came back to win by 3-2, and then Phoenix Rising came in next, the Western Conference champs. They got a 1-1 draw against them, and now they're trying to knock off the Eastern Conference champions here. They have 2 already. Charlotte, could they get a third? And it's just cleared away at the vital moment. Zola trying to pick it back up, and it's cleared away by Emko Sana.
Solid counterattack opportunity there for Charlotte Independent, just unable to connect in the last pass.
Oh, it was wonderful footwork by Dalgard, the substitute. Tampa with a chance here. Good ball floated in, but it's over the head of Fernandez. And into the safe arms of Brandon Miller. With 9 minutes remaining.
Now it's time for Charlotte to start closing things out. They are just moments away from the end of the match and getting back on the winning side, which is something very important, especially if you do it at home and against the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Bender, a great touch by Para. Dimmick. Martinez. Dimmick will send it all the way back. Folks, I'd like to welcome our supporters to the game tonight. I want to thank all the supporters of the Mecklenburg Reserves and the Mint City Collective to the game tonight as well. Check out these supporters groups online and plug in to these great groups that love soccer and work to make Charlotte a better place to live through sports. Sean St. Jacques, Jose Rodriguez here with you. Thanks for spending some of your weekend with us. Charlotte with just one win in their last 8 games coming in. They've had their 2 top goal scorers step up tonight. Dane Kelly, as you see there in the 47th, Irvin Para in the 62nd. And Charlotte, they could see this out, would have a memorable first win in their refurbished new stadium. And they would get back on track in a big way in the process. But the Rowdies won't quit. And 1 goal could change things. Lakawecki, first time ball in, and it wasn't an accurate one, as it did go over before it came back in, and it's out for a goal kick. If you're looking for a little Greek, a little Southern, and always fresh, enjoy a great meal and an ice cold Pepsi at your local Showmars. Again, these 2 teams split the previous 2 meetings. Tampa Bay won down in Florida by 3-0 on opening night back in May. Coach Mike Jeffries said, we didn't even look back at that game. No need. It was the first game of the season, and can't take a lot from that kind of performance, especially considering it was the opening night. He said, we looked back at the last game where they won by 1-0 back on June 5th, and said we had a lot of positives that we want to reestablish from that game. Again, the last time they won was on June 23rd against Charleston. Ball goes in, Miller again, using his strength and athleticism to punch it away. Read it really well, the goalkeeper. Zola able to hold it up for Martinez, now Palomino. Yen has been vibrant in this second half at times, kept that alive initially. Martinez slipped, Tampa have it back. Hilton able to keep it alive. Out wide from Doherty. Doherty again showing for Dalgard. Ball whipped back in, headed near Miller, and Lakawecki tried to get a good touch on it, but Brandon Miller would not let him do so.
Well, you know, the one thing that's interesting to me, especially in the last 5 to 10 minutes of the match, is that, you know, the Tampa Bay Rowdies haven't been as aggressive, and I think that gives a lot of credit to Mike Jeffries' substitutions. Just a few seconds ago, they were able to slow the game down a little bit, and Charlotte, with fresh legs, became a little bit more responsive to what they were doing in the middle of the field.
Great ball forward here for Fernandez. Leo Fernandez continues to work some magic here. Lovely back heel, Lakawecki, centering pass. Shot comes in, and it's a whisker wide. Lewis Hilton with a great effort from well outside the penalty area. And I don't think Brandon Miller got the best look at that. But it's out for a goal kick, worth another look.
You're absolutely right, Sean. What an effort, and you know, overall, what a play. You know, this would have been a beautiful goal, because of the way they were moving the ball. A great shot as well, and Brandon Miller, which was pretty much, you know, done. Not much for him to do on that shot. But luckily for Charlotte, the ball goes wide.
They do win a free kick as well, Charlotte do, in the Tampa half. Taken quickly by Zola. And Martinez not on the same page with Palomino. Tampa will accept the gift. Cleared away by Lauro. To be fair, hasn't had a ton to do in the Tampa net besides the 2 times he's been beaten tonight by Kelly and Para.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, we were talking about early on, right, about the goalkeepers and how tough a position it is to play, right? Because he allowed 2 goals, but essentially, you know, he has been pretty much consistent with the level that we have seen from him throughout the year.
That was some lovely footwork in tight quarters by Marcelo Palomino. And much to the chagrin of Tampa and Aaron Guillen, it is a free kick for the home side. And this was some lovely skill.
Yeah, that's just beautiful.
It's going to stay with Charlotte in this near side corner, just where they want it. Although Brant Bronico still not totally pleased. And Tampa just want them to get on with it here.
Yeah, you know, it's just frustration. It's just frustration from the Rowdies, from Hilton.
Worth noting as well, Jose, 6th home game, I should say 6th road game of the season for Tampa Bay. This would be their 4th loss in 6 away from Tampa Bay this season.
Yes, and you know, as good as they are, and every coach will tell you this, that there's always room for improvement, and that's it for the Rowdies. On the road, they have to be consistent.
Clay Dimmick was booked. It's a Devil's Logic Brewing yellow card, so the substitute is the first name taken in a blue shirt tonight.
Folks, do not forget, join us on September 4th for our big military appreciation night. presented by
Tampa Bay would have to pull off something pretty special now to salvage a point. Charlotte have done a good job seeing this game out so far. Dimmick's got to be a little careful there again. He was just booked a second ago. And Riascos just blasts it forward, not taking any chances. Doherty out wide. Tampa need to hurry. They could score before stoppage time. There might still be a shot for them here. And the ball for Guenzotti wasn't accurate enough to find him. But Charlotte could be on the break here, although Palomino's ball just wasn't crisp enough. Guillen. Tampa need to get it into the penalty area as quickly as they can.
Yeah, you got it.
Fernandez. Miscommunication. Lasso cleans it up. Hilton, who nearly scored about 4 minutes ago.
5 minutes of stoppage time.
Had the 90 minutes as Hilton again sizes it up. Good work by Armour defensively. Out for a Tampa throw. You see there, 5 added minutes to go here in Charlotte. Had almost a minute of it, and Tampa have not been able to do much with it. Tampa's used all their substitutes that are outfield players, and their only substitute left is the backup goalkeeper. Charlotte have used the same amount of substitutes, although they do still have Valentin Sabella if they do want to make a late change here. Lasso running through a couple of Independence defenders and wins a free kick.
Folks, tonight's
It's a chance for Tampa, although this is probably going to have to go in if the Rowdies are going to salvage it.
And they have to put the ball in play as quickly as possible. You know, just you're already playing extra time. You cannot take as much time out of the clock on just the one play when you need 2 goals, at least to get a point.
Lewis Hilton, who nearly scored from outside the penalty area back in the 86th minute, goes for it, but he smacks it right into the wall. Roberts helps it on. Lasso takes a swing at it. Tampa are asking for a corner. They will get it, but they only have 3 minutes left. Mike Jeffries, what a win it would be for him and Charlotte if they can see this out. Ending this run of only 1 win in their last 8 games at just the right time. Tampa want one last say at it, and it's headed harmlessly out for a goal kick as Scarlett got up high but couldn't direct it on target.
Yeah, just overall a very good effort from Charlotte tonight. You know, as we were talking with Coach Jeffries just a few days ago, he had that level of confidence that his team was ready to compete against the Rowdies, and I think he should be happy with that performance tonight because they were able to compete toe-to-toe against one of the top teams. Now they have to keep this up, right? If they're able to close this game out, which it looks like they will, you know, it doesn't stop here.
Every week he does this. There's a joke to the game.
Irvin Parra, slow to get up. After it looked like he was fouled. He wants to continue. Referee says you have to go to the side. Not sure you could hear, but Neil Collins was infuriated that the decision was given, although it actually is going to be Tampa Bay who get the free kick here. So they'll be pleased with that to a certain extent, but Tampa have to score here in the next few seconds. The header is on. Miller, we didn't quite have it read right for about the first few seconds, but recovered well and easily corrals it.
It's just a little bit of a floater there, you know, which is always very tricky for goalkeepers. But very well positioned in the end was a Miller, and that actually helped him out to get a hold of the ball.
Scarlett last off of him, and that should just about do it. Charlotte should be home and dry now. Dade Kelly's 7th goal of the season in his return from injury. And the substitute, Irvin Parra, with his 5th tally of the campaign. Looked to be enough for Charlotte tonight. Armour will take it into the corner, and he's hacked down. And a yellow card will be shown to Jordan Doherty, the substitute, for a rash challenge here right in the final moments.
It's the 3rd yellow card for the Rowdies. Here's another look.
Armour.
Good movement there from Armour, right?
I was just going to say, and you can see there the Devil's Logic Brewing yellow card confirmed. Remember, Armour came on for Jake Arman in the first half. You have to be ready in those kind of situations, and Adam Armour has been more than up to the task.
Absolutely. Listen, he looks like he's ready to start. I mean, he's a quality player coming off the bench, and you know that's great to see just because of how things will shape up in the next few weeks for Charlotte Independence, playing plenty of matches and meaningful matches. So, you know, you're going to need more than starting 11, and it looks like, you know, Mike Jeffries has plenty of help on the bench.
That's full time in Charlotte. The Charlotte Independents get their first win at American Legion Memorial Stadium, and they do it in style. with a 2-0 victory over the Eastern Conference defending champion, Tampa Bay Rowdies. Dean Kelly, in his return to the lineup on the score sheet. Irvin Parra off the bench sealed it with a goal as well in the 62nd. And Mike Jeffrey's side get a massive victory that helped put them back on track in the Atlantic Division of the Eastern Conference. Dean Kelly is our Noda Brewing Company man of the match. He came back, and he came back in a big way, Jose, with a goal.
Absolutely. You know, he showed that he was ready to compete, got in the starting lineup, a little bit of a surprise because of the time he was out, but he was ready. He was ready, and he was the player that we have known for the last few years in USA Championship, and he was able to get the score that pretty much sealed the deal for the home side.
Brandon Miller played his part as well tonight in this huge victory for Charlotte. Here is his save of the game presented by AccuVision LASIK. This was back in the first half, Jose. It was still very much in the balance, and Brandon Miller came up with the goods.
Yeah, it was a 0-0 game. We talked about it at the end of the first half, how big of a save this was. And indeed, you know, especially after what we saw in the second half, it's not the same going 0-0 to halftime than going down by 1.
This was a vital victory for Charlotte tonight. The AccuVision LASIK final score is Charlotte Independence 2, Tampa 0. They get their first win in their new refurbished digs. We'll take a quick break, and we'll wrap it up next from Charlotte.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Duckworth's Grill and Tap House is your destination for great food. Duckworth's is open for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery. Make sure you complete your order with an ice-cold Pepsi. Duckworth's is locally owned and operated. Pepsi, that's what I like.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Sean St. Jacques, Jose Rodriguez back here with you. Brant Bronico, Marcelo Palomino, thanking the fans and the supporters groups as Charlotte get a huge victory by 2-0 over the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Their first win at the refurbished home is the AccuVision LASIK full-time highlights. We start with Dane Kelly. We weren't sure if he was going to start tonight. He did start. He came back off the injury and scored a sumptuous 7th goal of the season.
And this was just 2 minutes into the second half. A good ball from Enzo Martinez, who's able to recover in the middle. Good touch from Martinez early on, and a good finish as well from Dane Kelly. Moving past 2 defenders and just with a cold-blooded finish in front of goal. And just a few minutes later, a couple chances were created for the home side, looking for that second goal. This was Armour moving forward from the left with the shot that goes wide.
And then Irvin Parra, the substitute in the 62nd. Marveau kept it alive. Riasco set it up, and Parra finished.
Just moving the ball from side to side, taking advantage of a little bit of a miscommunication as well from the back line from the Tampa Bay Rowdies, and Irvin Parra this time putting the ball in the back of the net. Remember, the first half, a couple of chances for Charlotte, unable to finish. Second half, different story.
68th minute. This might have been Tampa's best chance of the second half when Zadi, who barely had a sniff of it all night, just missed it and fluffed his lines at the vital moment.
Yes, just, you know, unfortunate for the Rowdies. The one mistake in the back line for Charlotte Independence, but they were not able to capitalize.
Famous Toastery provides you with our full-time match stats. Just 2 shots on target for Charlotte, They scored both of them, and despite 61% possession and 13 Rowdy shots, Charlotte saw the game out very well, Jose, the last 28 minutes.
Yeah, I think, stats are not telling the story of the game tonight. The reality is that Charlotte played a very good game defensively. They were organized. They were good in the middle of the field, moving the ball forward, and they had, something that they were missing in the last few games, and that's Dane Kelly, a key player at the top that he's able to turn things around very quickly for any team. This time, thankfully, for Charlotte Independence.
First win in a little over a month for Charlotte and Independence fans tonight can rejoice as they finally get their first win at the refurbished new American Legion Memorial Stadium. Dane Kelly returned and scored his first goal back. Irvin Parra sealed it with a second as well. For Jose Rodriguez and our entire crew, I'm Sean St. Jacques saying so long from Charlotte. The Independents get a crucial win over Tampa Bay by 2-0.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.